Black and White Network supporters, make sure you check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. Make sure you use promo code USA First, all one word. USA First, all one word will get you 25% off. Go get them right now. I'm back. Rodriance for Black and White Network. Well, we're going to talk about two things. Number one, we're going to talk about some polling that have come out that states that over half of Democrats don't want creepy, sleepy Joseph Biden running for president again. And why would they? He's basically a talking corpse up there. And not a profoundly great talking corpse either. And of course, the country is a dumpster fire. You have midterm candidates on the Democratic side that are doing all they can to put as much space in between them and Creepy Joe here. So that polling has come out, and also supposedly the Democrats' great white hype, as I like to call him, Gavin Newsom is claiming he's not going to run for president in 2024. I just don't believe that. I don't. He's making the rounds. He's calling out Ron DeSantis, who potentially could be an opponent. He's made his way into Texas, even though Texas is supposed to be a no-go state, according to Gavin Newsom. So get the hell out of my state, Gavin. Nobody wants you here. I promise. Take Beto O'Rourke with you. So, we're going to look at the denial of Gavin Newsom claiming he's not going to run. But first, let's look at this polling that has come out. And it has come out by way of what I consider to be a liberal media source. And because of that, it's not good for Joseph. It's not. Oh, my goodness. I guess that Hitler speech didn't pay off in the way you'd hoped. All right. Daily Wire, more than half of Democrats don't want Biden as a 2024 nominee. More than half of Democrats responding to a new survey have revealed that they would prefer a candidate other than President Joseph Biden as their candidate in 2024. I use president loosely. The ABC News Washington Post poll found that 56% of Democrats wanted a different candidate, with just 35% preferring Biden in the next presidential election. Who are you lunatics exactly? And something else to keep in mind here as we look at this is the idea that possibly Joe Biden is not radical enough for some of these people, which is pretty frightening, but that's always a possibility. Looking 2 years off, 35% of Democrats and Democratic-leaning independents favor Biden for the 2024 nomination. 56% want the party to pick someone else. Republicans and GOP-leaning independents, for their part, split 47-46 on whether Donald Trump should be their 2024 nominee. A 20-point drop for Trump compared to his 2020 nomination, a news release regarding the poll stated. Quote, the unpopularity of both figures may encourage a third party hopefuls, though they rarely do well. What Republicans are you surveying? I would love to understand that. I don't know a single Republican that does not hope Trump runs at this point. I guess I'm confused. The poll also found respondents were essentially split regarding a potential Biden rematch with former President Donald Trump, with 48% choosing Biden, 46% choosing Trump. However, among registered voters, that's the ones that probably count more, the numbers flip, 46% for Biden and 48% for Trump. The low polling in support of Biden running again in 2024 could have a negative impact on November midterms for Democrats. A variety of polls shown Republicans leading in key House matchups. A Rasmussen Reports poll released Friday showed that Republicans have a 2-point lead in the party's bid to take back Congress. The latest Rasmussen Reports National Telephone Online Survey finds that if elections for Congress were held today, 44% of likely U.S. voters would vote for the Republican candidate, while 42% would vote for the Democrat, the poll noted. Another 5% vote for some other candidate, and 9% not sure. That's an awful lot of not sures. Now, let's get to the great white hype. Gavin Newsom says he's definitely not running for president in 2024 after his vulnerable 2021 recall. By the way, there's rumors out there that Larry Elder may run for president. I just saw that the other day. I was actually kind of surprised by that. I think he'd make a really good choice for a vice president. California Governor Gavin Newsom insisted he will not run for president in 2024. I totally don't believe him. I think this is his party's number one contender. I believe this is who they really and truly want to run, because among progressives, he looks like the great white hype, in part due to his close recall election last year. Newsom was asked if he was considering running for president in the next election during the interview at a Texas Tribune festival in Austin on Saturday, possibly the only 3 places in Texas this asshole could go without getting booed off stage. Quote, "Not happening, no, not at all," Newsom said. "I've said it in French, Italian, I don't know, German. I mean, I cannot say it enough, but thank you, it's humbling. It is sweet. It's nice to be asked. I mean, I never trust politicians, so I get why you keep asking. Rumors have swirled over who could be the potential Democratic presidential nominee in the event that President Joe Biden does not seek re-election. As a leading Democrat known for his sharp criticisms of Republicans, Newsom has been considered by others as a presidential contender. Quote, "California, I mean, what a gift," Newsom said Saturday. Is it a gift, or would we rather just see California drop off into the ocean? That's really not fair. I shouldn't say that. California has a massive conservative population. I don't know how many people really and truly realize that. California has got a huge conservative base out there. So I feel bad for them because, like in many liberal states, they are at the mercy of their urban counterparts that are wildly radical and progressive. 40 million Americans strong, we talk about laboratories of democracy, and we're able to scale ideas that have impact all over this country and around the world. I'm very proud of that privilege, and I don't take it for granted for one day. The first-term governor survived a recall election in 2021 when over 60% of voters opted to not recall him. You people are mental out there. Business Insider previously reported he is expected to win his re-election this November against Republican State Senator Brian Dale. Quote, "I was almost recalled last year. They went after me hard. That's sobering. That wakes you up. How vulnerable, how fast this is, how people come and go, and, people cut you off." Now, the one thing I will say is sometimes in politics, you see guys that will rise up real fast, and they take over the news sphere for about 2 or 3 years, and then boop, all of a sudden they're just sort of gone. You do see that. I've long said this is going to be the Democrats' candidate. It's going to, because they think he's I don't know. There's something about this guy that the Democrats love, and he draws Democrats like shit draws flies. Okay. Or, this is a really accurate comparison I'm doing here, it seems. And I don't think it's a coincidence that he has picked feuds with various governors that potentially he could run against, most notably Ron DeSantis, picking a fight. Ron DeSantis absolutely destroyed him, but Gavin Newsom literally made what looked like a campaign ad against Ron DeSantis, slamming him. I think we've seen that. We did a video on it. I don't think it looks good for Democrats. Okay, I think they're going to get rolled in the midterms, and I think they're going to get blasted in the presidential election, whether it is Trump or whether it is DeSantis. Again, I don't know any Republicans that are voting. I don't know who else they would vote for other than DeSantis, maybe. I've got a couple of friends that are like, look, whoever decides to run, I'm going with Trump if he does run, If he doesn't run and it's DeSantis, then I'm voting for DeSantis. So, again, I think everybody gets the doors blown off of them by Trump. Yeah, I think that's going to be a thing. Look, people are fed up. So much of what Trump predicted has actually happened, right? I mean, inflation, gas prices. I mean, gas prices always happens when a Democrat's, but this is even more glaring, and it's really, really hurt the working class American. And that was the one thing that back in the day, 30 years ago, the Democrats claimed they had was the working class American. They have completely turned their back on that section of their base. Now all they care about is Fruit Loops that are worrying about LGBTQ stuff and drag shows in front of children and CRT and all of the stuff that some classic liberals like Bill Maher just comes out and says, your crazy bullshit is going to get us just drug out in elections. He's right. He's absolutely right. I don't want my kids subjected to that shit. And y'all just don't care if crime runs amok and people are getting just shot right out in the street. And it's not just gang-on-gang crime anymore. The thing that's really raised the spotlight on crime is the collateral damage that's now being done from urban warfare. There's far too many small children, women out walking their dogs, getting shot. You know what I'm talking about. People driving by in cars, going to work, boom, bullet comes through the car, hits them in the head, kills them, and they have nothing to do with that life. That's where Democrats got a massive problem when it comes to crime, is the collateral damage. And liberal Democrat DAs just letting guys out. And they turn around and commit crimes, and that's getting a massive spotlight put on it right now. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.